Nah, let me stop. All right, so we're going to watch this video. This pastor confronted this school board in what I felt was just a strange exchange, but something that a lot of people may be surprised to see, but I was not surprised. I was not surprised. So let me move this off. Shy in the building. What's good, Shy? Hope you had a great weekend. We got something coming your way. Coming your way. We know it was your birthday. Let's see. Let's share this. Woosah. Hold on. Before we move forward, can we get 3 good deep breaths, man? Before we move forward on this topic, it's important, right? It's important. A lot of anxiety, a lot of tension. Can we get just 3 deep breaths, inhaling some good energy, exhaling all the negative stuff of what we can? So breathe in from that diaphragm. Last one. All right, now we can move forward. All right, let's take a look at this video. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts. We jumping right in. Shout out to the chat. We got a couple new people. It seems like they trying to sell something. What's going on? All right, we good.
This is.
All right, hold on. Just making sure y'all got it on y'all screen.
This is the liberal shake and bake. This is how they move their agenda forward. You all have a citywide emergency, right? The citywide emergency is me. Someone comes to town with a differing viewpoint, and you all come up with a makeshift plan to shut him down so he can't speak.
So as you can see on his T-shirt, he's a pastor. It's a pastor. Well, you can't see on his T-shirt that he's a pastor, but as you can see on his T-shirt, he has a sign or it says abortion is murder. This gentleman, apparently, by the title and everything, is a pastor confronting a school board because he's disappointed in a lot of the outcomes of the school board. And is it a surprise? Is it a surprise when you look at the stats? When you look at the stats of how the Baltimore school districts are doing, and I may show you another video after this that details just how bad the Baltimore school districts are doing, but let's keep looking at this video.
I go to white school board, and the white people who know that I'm coming, they let me speak. But the black people in my own community that look like me, y'all have a black governor, a black mayor, black officers, and the guy who has a differing viewpoint can't speak in your school board meeting. You are defrauding me of my freedom of speech. This is the issue with why we have failing schools in Baltimore, because no one wants to change. Let's protect the CEO of Baltimore Public Schools, who makes $479,000 a year. The kids can't read, but she makes $500,000 a year. This is not right.
Futile. This is about.
What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? And while y'all are thinking, my question is, in what company, in what industry can the CEO make that amount of money for a failing product? A failing product that, I mean, let me describe to you exactly how bad this product is failing. Give me a second. Let me share this screen. I wasn't sure if I was going to show y'all this video, but I think it's appropriate. Let me just get through these ads. But in what world, in what industry, public school, and then what happens? We get mad. All right, hold on. Let me pause this for a second. But then we get mad at Project 2025, right? We'll get mad at Project 2025, right? Because Project 2025 wants to destroy the education system. If there's not a reason for a system to need to be destroyed, if this is not an example, if this doesn't show exactly why this system needs to be destroyed, then I don't know what will. How can you have the Baltimore CEO running a failing product that is causing kids to not be able to read, that is then going to lead to all these negative things that we know will happen to a lot of these young kids that are already growing up in poverty. They can't read, they can't do math. What are they going to do? If we have kids that are graduating college that can't find jobs, that can't find legitimate work, what do we expect from kids that are graduating high school coming out of communities like Baltimore, where the crime rate is high, where it's extreme poverty, now where they can't read, can't write, have no understanding of the knowledge that other kids their age have? It's how could you not think that a system that still decides to pay the head of their board, the head of their school system, $475,000 a year, how can we not think that that system needs to be destroyed? It's not just about that particular school district. It's the fact that you have a system that allows people to stay in positions in which they are completely failing and getting paid absurd amounts based on them having a failing school system. But y'all are probably asking me, well, what does it mean, failing school system? Let's take a look.
The latest round of state test results raises alarm in Baltimore City, and we're getting a detailed look into how bad it is.
Project Baltimore's Chris Papps found 40% of city high schools where the state exam was given did not have a single student score proficient in math.
Jason Rodriguez.
This is educational homicide.
Is with people empowered by the struggle.
There is no excuse.
In 2021,
enough is enough.
The Baltimore-based nonprofit held rallies calling on Baltimore City School CEO Dr. Sonia Santelises to resign.
So keep in mind, this article, I believe, came out in 2022 or 2023. This video is in 2021. Based on what I just looked up in ChatGPT, shout out to ChatGPT, she is still in her position as the CEO of Baltimore Public Schools. How do you keep your job with this type of performance? And this is the problem when things are not merit-based. We talk a lot about this when we talk about DEI. And of course, now I got to be the one sitting here saying, well, who's running it? We always complaining about the school systems here and there. But then as the pastor pointed out, you got everybody black in the school system. So who are we complaining about? We always blaming white supremacy this, or we not getting, like, stop it. When are we going to take some accountability? And with accountability, that's when we talk about merit-based positions. That's how you should be hired, based on your merits. Not based on this quota or that quota, or trying to satisfy your DEI score or whatever that score is called. None of that. It should be based on merit, because then when you have people that get into a position based on merit, then they are held accountable to achieving certain standards based on merit. Clearly, she is not. Like, we talk about this all the time when it comes to sports. If you have, can you make it through? If you have a bad game, you have a bad series in a lot of these competitive sports and leagues, you're fired. You're cut. This continues to happen when you continue to reward bad behavior. What do you think you're going to get in return? It's the same thing for the kids. We talked about the school system in Patterson the other day where they're rewarding kids with playing video games. When we reward her with giving her a great salary for continuing to perform poorly, and what does it cause? What does it come at the expense of? Our kids more likely to get in gangs, daughters more likely to have early pregnancies, get themselves in bad situations, boys more likely in these gangs to be committing crimes, to be ending up in jail as this new free labor, or to be killing each other. It's not very, there's a reason why we've always heard that they build prisons based on 4th grade reading levels. So if these kids can't read, can't do math in high school, what do we think their chances of succeeding in life is? Are we being realistic? Let's keep going.
Over low test scores, falling graduation rates, and a lack of transparency. Now, after seeing what Project Baltimore just discovered, Rodriguez is renewing those calls.
We have a system that's just running rogue, and it starts at the top.
Rodriguez is reacting to these new 2023 state test scores, which have not yet been released to the public. Fox 45 obtained them through a source in Baltimore City schools. The unredacted state test results at every school in the city. And what we found, it's hard to believe. Students took the test in the spring of 2023. Just a few months ago, we found 13 city high schools where not one student who took the state math test scored proficient. Not one.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And as Queez just pointed out, what is really going on, man? Are we complacent or just don't give a? And see, this is what happens when you put all of your hopes and prayers and you give your job to these school systems. You give your parenting to city public schools. Because I'm going to be totally honest. I don't care about the school. I don't care about the school. If the kids don't even go to school, the parents, knowing that they're sending their kids to these type of schools where obviously they're not going to educate them in a proper way, this is on the parents. It's on the parents in a lot of different ways. It's on the parents the way that I just described, and it's on the parents for not calling out and demanding that this type of CEO get fired from her position, that you clear out the entire education system. This is what bothers me about this aspect. Hold on, because I just saw, let me turn the Wi-Fi off. Hold on. Because I just saw it kick out for a second. I ain't like that. So we just going straight. But this is what happens when parents don't complain. This is what happens when parents don't demand a change. And going back to the Project 2025, I don't understand why the people who are suffering the most from the education system are the ones that are now getting scared the most when you have something like a Project 2025, who obviously Trump says that he has no association to it. But even if he did, I don't understand that aspect of it. And let me make sure, hold on. I feel like my, the video's going in and out. So I don't like that. Hold on one second. Is it all right for y'all? Is the video okay? I don't know why it's going in and out. Hold on, let me just make sure this is okay so I can keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Network. All right. This is just what happens. What's good, Ant? Like, how do we get to a point of this? And then the people that are suffering the most are defending it the most. Are saying, no, don't tear down our education system that can't teach our kids to read, that can't teach our kids to do math, that doesn't teach our kids to be young, responsible men and women. Think about it. Think about it. Let's keep going with the video. Earth said it's time to get you Starlink internet. Man, I need something. I don't know what's on.
Student, these are the 13 schools, which includes some of the city's most well-known high schools like Patterson, Frederick Douglass, and Reginald F. Lewis. In total, students at 33 high schools took the state math exam last spring. In our analysis, we are not including Eager Street Academy because it's located inside the Baltimore City Detention Center. Of the 32 high schools remaining, if 13 had 0 students test proficient, that means 40% of all Baltimore City high schools could not produce a single student who's doing math at grade level. But that's not the only alarming finding we made. In these 13 high schools, more than 1,700 students took the test, and nearly 1,300, or 74.5%, scored a 1 out of 4, the lowest level, meaning those students are not even close to being proficient. And keep in mind, last school year, Baltimore City schools received $1.6 billion from taxpayers, the most ever. The district also received
$1.6 billion. And hold on, Ursi just let me know. Okay, the video is laggy. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I need y'all to do me a favor. Wait right here. I'm going to fix this. I gotta log out for a second, but then I'm gonna get right back in. Just because I don't like that. This is hold on. Let me try something else. Hold on. All right. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. You guys tell me. Shoot me a text. Give me an update, Urs. But yeah, you have a school system. That is. I gotta hold on. I'll be right back. Give me an update, Urs. Come on, baby. I just see the internet going down, so that's my issue. Hold on. Let me just reset this link. Hold on. Urs, anytime, baby. All right, it's better now. All right. So we'll keep going. Please keep me posted on that if the video starts to get choppy. I really appreciate it. All right. So when you have a school system like this, we know what it's leading to. We know what they always complain about, not receiving enough funding. This is not a funding issue. And this reminds me of a conversation that I just had in my group chat with a couple of the homies where the number one complaint was talking about funding, why Black people can't compete, why things aren't better in our communities. It's not about funding, in my opinion. It is about mindset. It is about accountability. It's about accepting responsibility. You can give people with a bad mindset as much money as you want. It doesn't mean that they are going to be able to perform their jobs better. You can take away certain funding. You're telling me that the funding that 100 years ago when kids were learning in schools, the funding was less than, like, we're talking about not even being able to read. There were slaves that learned how to read and it was against the law to read. And you're telling me that kids go to school at a public school system that is given $1.6 billion and the kids come away without reading? And what do? We reward the CEO. We reward bad behavior. She gets to keep her job. Why? Because we need a woman of color in that position and she can't be fired because it's going to look bad and people are going to raise hell. But what does it come at the expense of our young kids? The expense of our young kids not being able to properly suit themselves with tools and skills so that they'll even have a chance coming out of this impoverished environment that is super dangerous with a lot of high criminal activity in Baltimore. That's the answer. That's where we get to. So let's move on. That was kind of our little icebreaker of the day. We gotta check out this interview by Angela Rye. Well, interview on the Breakfast Club with Jill Stein. We have to